Aloha, it's Kiana, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, huge mahalo to Longstrugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your nearest Longstrugs for all your shopping needs. Saturday's fatal shooting in Waikiki marked the third in 6 days on Oahu. In the Waikiki case, Justice Manumalo Kai'io was arrested for suspicion of second-degree murder after turning himself in Sunday afternoon. The deadly shooting was one of 3 separate incidents of gun violence on Oahu over the weekend. There have been at least 5 shootings, 3 of them fatal, since Tuesday. That has Hawaii officials concerned with the alarming trend. Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi says there are strict gun laws in place and these recent shootings are unacceptable. Honolulu prosecuting attorney Steve Alm says his office is concerned by the recent killings because Hawaii generally has a very low rate of gun-related crime compared with other states. According to HPD's 2020 annual report, guns were used in 8 of Oahu's 19 killings in 2020. That's compared with 2019 when firearms were used in 10 of 24 homicides. Of the 24 killings in 2018, 8 used a gun. The Atlanta Falcons signed quarterback Marcus Mariota today to replace Matt Ryan, who was traded for Indianapolis Colts. Mariota signed a 2-year contract with the Falcons. He was a free agent after playing for Las Vegas Raiders for the past 2 years. Mariota played sparingly over the past 2 seasons as a backup to Derek Carr. Mariota is a St. Louis school graduate and a Heisman Trophy winner at Oregon. He was drafted number 2 overall by Tennessee in 2015 and played 5 seasons with the Titans. High-tech balloons recently spotted in the skies over Oahu were developed by a mainland aerospace and defense company. Lisa McElrath is spokeswoman for Raven Aerostar. She says the company launched the 2 unmanned stratospheric balloons from its facility in South Dakota and navigated them to Hawaii using machine learning and naturally occurring wind currents. Google, NASA, and the U.S. Air Force have used Rave Aerostar's balloons to collect thermal imagery, scientific data, communications, and intelligence. This comes after reports of another strange balloon that was spotted over Kauai in February, prompted Air Force jets to respond. The military described it as an unmanned balloon without observable identification markings days after the incident. Kauai is home to the Navy's Pacific Missile Range facility. New missile technology is tested there. It is now a proposed site for the $1.9 billion Homeland Defense Radar Hawaii. Hawaii's Longline fishery became more active in 2021 as the state began recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. But that doesn't necessarily mean more fish was caught. The demand for fish in Hawaii dropped in 2020 with the pandemic-related closure of hotels, restaurants, and other businesses. Hawaii's economy has been slowly returning in 2021. The state's 146 longline fishing vessels made 1,734 fishing trips. That's up from the 1,679 in 2020. Russell Ito is a fishery biologist for the Pacific Islands Fisheries Science Center. He says fishing vessels set out 63.5 million hooks during their fishing trips, a record number for the industry. About $8 million of pandemic aid was appropriated to Hawaii's fishing industry to help buoy it from the impacts of COVID-19. Ito says that may have helped along with a recovering economy. Friends, family, and teammates of Colt Brennan attended a memorial service in Waikiki Sunday for the former UH quarterback. Brennan's ashes were spread in the ocean fronting the beach. Brennan died from the toxic effects of an accidental drug overdose more than 300 days earlier. Among those in attendance were his parents, former Hawaii football coach June Jones, current UH coach Timmy Chang, and Brennan's former UH teammates. They gathered at Waikiki Beach to pay tribute to the most celebrated player in University of Hawaii football history. Brennan was remembered for his humanity. He rarely declined an autograph request or a chance to help someone in need, and recalled for his love of Hawaii, even dyeing the Hawaiian Islands into his haircut. The record keepers will remember Brennan for leading the then most prolific offense in NCAA history in 2006. and producing a 12-0 regular season in 2007 and accompanying invitation to the 2008 Sugar Bowl. Visit Star-Advertiser.com to view more photos from Brennan's celebration of life. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at StarAdvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.